Forbearance does not mean forgiveness, and it's important to understand what it is that you are signing. Hi, this is Dana Weil with Coldwell Banker Select, Owasso Homes and Lifestyle Group. Let's do some mortgage forbearance math. Let's say that Cindy and John have a mortgage and their payment is currently $2,500 per month. Unfortunately, John loses his job and gets laid off from work. John hears all of the news about forbearance and how if you've been negatively impacted by COVID-19, that banks have to work with you. Excited, John calls the mortgage servicer and inquires about the forbearance he is entitled to. He's so excited because in just one phone call, for now, he doesn't have to pay his mortgage for 6 months. But this is where the craziness comes in. Now, 7 months later, John is back to work, but because of his layoff, he wasn't able to save any additional money when he was out of work during the forbearance period. The forbearance time frame of 6 months has now expired, and the servicer sends John and Cindy their bill. Cindy nearly falls over dead because the bill shows that now Cindy and John owe $15,000 plus the $2,500, and it's all due right now on the 7th of the month. So the total now due is $17,500 this month. John is shocked and calls the servicer and asks why. And the servicer explains, well, that's the 6 months of forbearance, $2,500 times 6 months plus the current month of $2,500 for a grand total of $17,500, all due now. John says, well, obviously, I haven't been working and I don't have that kind of money. I just can't pay that. Is there anything that I can do? Can we renegotiate? The servicer says, sure, we will spread out the $15,000 over 12 months. John says, great, thanks so much. How does that work? And the servicer says, well, that'll be $3,750 a month for the next 12 months. Shocked, John replies, what? I don't understand. Why? The servicer explains, $15,000 divided by 12 months equals $1,250 over a 12-month payment plan period, plus the $2,500, the normal monthly mortgage amount, for a grand total of $3,750 for the next 12 months. Stunned, John says, well, I can't afford that. And the servicer replies, sorry. So John asks, can I refinance? And the servicer replies, no, because the loan went into forbearance and you have an unsatisfactory recent mortgage payment history in the eyes of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's current underwriting approval guidelines. So John asks, well, what can I do? Let me sum all of this up. Forbearance is not forgiveness. You still have to pay it back, whether it's at the end of a few months or if it's at the end of a lifetime of the loan, it will have to be paid back. It's imperative that you get the information regarding your personal mortgage company's policy as to their forbearance procedure so that you understand what it is that you are agreeing to. This situation is very similar to that of 2008 when people were short selling their homes and they didn't realize that prior to Congress passing the Mortgage Forgiveness Debt Relief Act, that if you sold your property, that you would be taxed on the difference of what you owed on the home and what you short sold your home for. Just remember, there is no such thing as free as of right now when it comes to forbearance. The mortgage servicers cannot sustain this prolonged period of fronting the money. You don't pay them during the forbearance period. And they'll need to seek restitution somehow. Unlike the mortgage crisis in 2008, most people have a substantial amount of equity in their homes. At some point, the money owed will become due. Mortgage interest rates will likely be low for the majority of 2020, so try not to let media headlines or bad information cloud your judgment and take you down the wrong path that might disqualify you to have the ability to refinance or worse, cause you to lose your home. Think back to the last housing crisis and remember how dangerous it is to take advice from people who are not qualified to provide it, including the media, Google, or social media. They aren't going to come and bail you out or lend you the money that you'll need when you need it. Know what you're getting into before you sign. Speak with the correct people, ask the right questions, read the fine print. While forbearance might be the only option for some, it should not be pursued unless absolutely necessary. Other options may be offered by the mortgage servicer, such as deferring the entire amount due to the back of the loan, but assumptions should not be made without written clarification. Bottom line, know what you're agreeing to and make sure that you contact and speak to a representative at your specific mortgage company. It's also important to work with a very experienced realtor and lending partners who know how to protect you and give you accurate, sound advice. Please feel free to reach out to my team and I for any advice at all. Let us help you navigate these tough times or guide you to the right direction. Stay safe and take care. This is Dana Weil with Coldwell Banker Select, Owasso Homes and Lifestyle Group.